Right, hello folks. Right, today we're going to have a look at the chords and the strumming pattern in Oasis Wonderwall. So I thought I'd stick this video up. My niece is learning this song, well, she knows the chords, and thought I'd just put this video up just for like a reference video. So just concentrating on the verse chords in this video, and we'll put up the other parts, chorus and any other parts of the song in another video later on. Anyway, so first things first, so we've got a standard tuned guitar, and we've got a capo here, as you can see, on the second fret. So obviously that raises the tone of the chords. Got the chords here written down, and I'll put them up on the screen as well. So the chords are, but bear in mind, I'll put them on the screen as they would be in the open position without the capo in place. So the first chord will be an E minor 7. Second chord, G. And then the third chord is a D sus4. So you're only playing those 4 strings there from the D. In this case as an E because of the capo is raised to upper tone. So the first chord you play all 6 strings, second chord G, play all 6 strings, 4 strings on the D sus4, and then we've got a chord here which is A7 sus4. Now then, I play an A7 sus4, but I've noticed some people might play an A sus4, which is just taking your second finger off there. So that gives it that kind of sound. So I play the A7 sus chord. I think that sounds right to my ear, listening to the record, but you want to study the record as well for the chords and, you know, any nuances, chords and the rhythm style. After that chord, it kind of plays the open strings there. So you just I play just those 4 strings, and then back to the E minor 7, and then you start all over again. And I was going to say something. What was I going to say? And then for that final part on the verse section, you've also got that C add 9 chord. So that's C add 9. Of course that's D add 9 with the capo on. But like I say, in this video we'll refer to the chords as if they're played in the open position to avoid any confusion. It doesn't take much for me to get confused. So I hope that makes sense so far. Right, we'll go through the rhythm now. Like I say, study the record to get any nuances down. I'm sort of playing it as I would play it and how I can hear it in my interpretation of the song. Right, so the rhythm. So we've got, I'll do 2 downstrokes first of all. So and then ending with 2 downstrokes as well. I hope that sort of makes sense. So you've got 2 downstrokes. So the middle bit is just like between those 2 downstrokes, you just strum up and down. If you want to get your timing right, you might want to do like a ghost strum without hitting the chords. Like there. You've actually got 3 downstrokes at the beginning. And it's, you just have to practice it, get used to the rhythm. practice the rhythm without using a chord or fingering a chord with your fret hand. There's something else going on there as well for that when it hits the second chord. So let's use the chords again. Can you hear that? I'll try to slow that down. It's hard to explain this strumming sequence, so I'll just play it. Try and play it slow so you can hear it rather than me going through up down, because all that up down business, that just puts me off. That does. I think it's sometimes like to get a rhythm in your head, it's best to, for me, I'll sort of hear it as a noise. You know, and maybe you can make a word out of the rhythm. Sometimes that helps me to understand a rhythm. I sort of hear it as a noise in my head. But you could make some kind of word sentence with syllables that matches up with the rhythm. That works for me. Like I say, with the up down that kind of does my head in. That maybe other people might think that way, but anyway, I'll play it slow here just to demonstrate the rhythm. That might have been a little bit varied, but it gives you the main idea. And like I say, study the record, practice the rhythm, and just keep on going. Right, so add that all together with the chords. So if you notice, like going between each chord, there's a kind of an open sound, just a brief split second open sounding of the chords. You hear it in Kurt Cobain and Nirvana. We hear it in lots of songs where you. So just got that brief open part. So that makes sense as well. Anyway, so it's a full speed. I think with a lot of these songs, like studying the rhythms, probably when you're like writing songs and all that type of thing, you've been playing for a while, you don't notice these little bits between the chords until you start analysing what you're doing. Because when when people have learned the chords and their transitions between chords, you kind of don't think about it when you're playing it. So it's not until you analyse it you sort of hear these little nuances. So if you're beginning guitar, you don't really need to worry about that too much, because that's something that comes with your playing, if that makes any sense. So I think that's it really. So to recap, this is basically a guide on how to play the song. This would work. The way I'm playing it, I've played it with people that have sung the song as well, and it works. I mean, if you want to copy it perfectly, obviously study the record, but it's also nice to put your own personality into these songs as well, and play it the way you'd like to play it, and while, you know, staying faithful to the original song as well. Something else I was going to say, and I can't remember what it is. So like I say, the chords, we'll put the chords on the screen in the open position. So in the open position, like I say there, it's E minor 7, G, D sus4, A7 sus4. And I say some people might play A sus4, which is like this, instead of this, which is an A7 sus4. And C add 9. And that's it really. I'm sure there's going to be something I've forgotten. If I've forgotten something, I'll do an update video or stick a comment in the community tab on the Moonrunner channel. So there we are. Also, I used a thin plectrum. This is a Fender thin plectrum. That's what I used in the video. I'm not endorsing Fender plectrums. That just gives you an idea of the thickness of the plectrum, or the thinness in this case. It doesn't say what the thickness is, but I've got unbranded ones as well, so there'd be something like point something mil. But there we are. So if I, you know, any sort of thin plectrum is good for this style of rhythm. If I was playing lead, I use quite thick plectrums these days, you know, like sort of 1.5 mil, which is pretty heavy. Like in the Fender, other brands as well, you'd have like thin, medium, heavy. Anyway, we can talk about picks in another video, but for this particular rhythm style, I find it best to use thin plectrums. So there we are. I'll do another slow run. Try and do it a bit slower as well. Like I say, practice, if you're beginning, practice slow with the rhythm without having to think about the chord. Concentrate on your strumming hand first. Hang on, start again. I'll do that a bit slower. So there we are. I think that's all we need to do there. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope this video helps, and we'll see you soon. And I hope Hannah's watching this video as well, and it helps her out with this song. So thanks a lot. See you soon. Over and out for now.